Simpla Kert, or Simple Garden, in Budapest, Hungary, isn't just any bar. It is the bar, a place with a story as vibrant as the city itself. Tucked into the Jewish quarter of Budapest's 7th district, this ruin bar is the first of its kind, and over the years it has become a cultural cornerstone. What began as a quirky spot for locals to grab an affordable drink has transformed into a buzzing hub of creativity and community. It is that kind of place where you can stumble upon live music in one room, a farmer's market in the courtyard on a Sunday morning, or an indie film screening on an outside projector. Walking into Simpla Kert feels like stepping into another universe. Its mismatched furniture, eclectic decor, and graffiti-covered walls tell the stories of countless nights and countless lives coming together in this vibrant space. On that particular Tuesday night, November 4th, 31-year-old McKenzie Michalski, known as Kenzie to her friends and family, found herself there. It was in this vibrant bar that her path crossed with a 37-year-old Irishman. What began in a place where strangers often become friends would soon take a tragic turn. This is the story of McKenzie Michalski. Before we begin, a little disclaimer. The information in this video is gathered from open source on the internet, so everybody can access the information that I am providing in this video. And also the opinions shared in this video are my own. If I have made a mistake, kindly correct me in the comments. Especially in this video, I am struggling to pronounce the names, so please bear with me. And also please remember to stay respectful in the comments. Kenzie was that kind of person who seemed to live life to its fullest. Originally from Fredonia, New York, she later called Buffalo her home, before settling in Portland, Oregon. Professionally, Kenzie was a dedicated nurse practitioner whose career reflected her unwavering commitment to helping others. After working as a medical ICU nurse practitioner at Buffalo General Medical Center for a year, she transitioned to become a neurosurgery nurse practitioner at Providence St. Vincent Medical Center at Portland, Oregon. Her work wasn't just a job. It was a reflection of her compassionate spirit and her desire to make a difference in people's lives. She was also a dog lover. His name is Jupiter Willow, and she got him in 2021. She has been in relationship with her boyfriend Kenton since October 2019. Together, they shared a love for travel and exploration. She wrote, "From Ibiza to Thailand, to Switzerland to Hungary, to the West Coast, I have loved every one of our adventures. Here's to many more to come." She wrote that on their 1-year anniversary. In general, she was traveling for about twice a year, so it is safe to say that she was a very experienced traveler. And she was also in Budapest before, so this territory wasn't completely unfamiliar to her. But their connection, so with her boyfriend Kenton, wasn't just about seeing the world. It was also about building a future. She once shared, "I don't often post much about my personal life, but I wanted to share this milestone. For the past 10 months, Kenton and I have been working to design a cliffside home in Portland, Oregon. In October 2020, we closed on our city lot. We have been working alongside a great team of architects, engineers, and city planners to make our dream a reality. We will be taking the next step in our journey and relocating to Portland this summer as the permit process is coming along smoothly, and we hope to start building soon. I am so excited and grateful to start this new chapter of my life with the best partner I ever could have asked for. Kenton is now a licensed Oregon contractor and will be contracting our new build. Looking at them and their excitement, I feel this condo was a big achievement for them, especially at such a young age. In 2021, they even got a matching bracelet engraved with the location of the condo. What I could also gather was that she was very charitable. She raised donations on her social media page for different causes and consistently brought attention to those in need. You can really tell that nursing wasn't just her profession, it felt like it was truly a part of who she was. From the impressions I gather, I would say that she came from a close-knit family. They celebrated every milestone together, birthday, graduations, and all the moments in between. They were also a family that loved dogs and loved to travel. They traveled quite a bit together. The countless pictures of them from these trips and these celebrations really show how much they cherish time with one another. It's heartwarming to see, but bittersweet. They won't be able to share those moments with her again. A family friend who watched Kenzie grow up wrote in the Find McKenzie Michalski Facebook group, "My heart is completely shattered by the unimaginable loss of Kenzie. She wasn't just a friend to my daughter, she was so much more to us. We watched her grow from a young girl full of laughter and curiosity to a vibrant young woman with so much promise. Kenzie had an infectious energy that could lift everyone's spirits, and she was truly one of those rare people who left an impression on everyone she met. New Yorker to the core. She carried a spark and tenacity that was unmatched, and that's probably why she chose to become a nurse, to devote herself to caring for others with the same boundless compassion and empathy she shared with her friends and family. She had an incredible way of making people feel seen and understood, a gift that extended beyond her loved ones and into the lives of the patients she cared for. Her calling to nursing wasn't just her career, it was an extension of her heart. She had a genuine passion for helping others, lifting up those who were at the most vulnerable. That selflessness, the drive to heal and support was who Kenzie was at her core. Many who knew her describe her as someone who loved life and was always present in the moment.
Kenzie is very, very pure-hearted person. Very pure-hearted. Very, very adventurous and brave. She has been everywhere. She's been around the world many times over, and she was always wanting more.
The next day, on November 5th, McKenzie was reported as missing. The last photo she sent to a friend was from this bar Simple Kert on Monday evening, November 4th, 2024. After that, there were no further communication. The next day, concern grew when she missed her scheduled flight to Amsterdam. Her belongings, including her sleeping machine that she relied on it daily, were discovered untouched at her Airbnb after the checkout time. So she didn't check out and her belongings were still there.
And even if she was going to miss a flight, she would, she's still going to grab her stuff and then she just rebooked the flight, So we know her so well that this is, as soon as we found out, because Gretchen called me crying Monday in the afternoon after the Airbnb, and she called the embassy and the police.
This was really alarming, and Kenzie's friends stepped up immediately, creating a Facebook group called Find McKenzie Michalski to coordinate efforts to find her. This group quickly grew to nearly 4,700 members in just 2 days, showing how many people came together to help in the search. Meanwhile, the 6th District Police Department began a missing person protocol. What they discovered was her friend caught a flight to Italy and Kenzie should catch a flight the next day. Later that evening, she decided to go out for the night. Why not? It was her last night in Budapest before returning home.
We were just touring and vacationing and hiking, and we had a great 3 days in Hungary, exploring, eating, walking the city. She walked me downstairs out of the Airbnb. We hugged goodbye. We said our I love yous. I went to the airport.
When Gretchen received messages from Airbnb that McKenzie hadn't checked out of the place they had shared in Budapest.
By 12:30, I started to worry. And I messaged and said, this is completely uncharacteristic of her. She would never do this. I don't know what's going on.
She met the Irishman identified only by his initial LTM in a bar. I decided to call him Luke from now on. The two went to another nightclub, danced the night away, and later returned to Luke's rented apartment. He was living in Budapest and working in marketing. CCTV footage shows Kenzie and Luke walking hand in hand on the street before entering an elevator. The police said that neither of them appeared to be under influence of drugs, and it seems like Kenzie entered the elevator voluntarily. To me, they seem relaxed, chatting, holding hands. Nothing alarming was happening. I must say that online you can read through many comments blaming Kenzie for her own death, calling her a cheater. For example, one person wrote, "I always believe that when people go outside of the United States, it is risky and dangerous. Let this tragedy be a reminder to a woman who plan to cheat on their boyfriends overseas." Others pointed to signs of relationship struggles with her boyfriend, especially after he made a post suggesting they may have broken up before her trip. In his post later on, he wrote, "I will make it up to you someday. God fuck, I will miss you. Fell in love with you watching the sunset in Ibiza, carrying you with your broken ankle. You were everything I needed in life. I'm sorry I failed you." I don't know to what exactly he was referring, but this is the post that fueled the speculations that maybe they were having a relationship struggles. But regardless, one thing remains clear. Nothing justifies what happened to her. So according to Luke's account, they consume large amount of alcohol and engage in consensual BDSM sex. He said that Kenzie asked him to be tied up and for him to cause her pain. He claims that she lost consciousness and suffocated during their encounter. Panicking, he hid her body in a closet and went out to buy a suitcase. Later, he placed her body, alongside with her handbag and credit card, into the suitcase. He drove her remains in the truck of the rental car to the wooded area near Lake Balaton, not far from the village Segliget, where he attempted to hide her body. On November 6, police arrest him at his apartment in Budapest. Important side note here, I must say that I do watch quite a lot of true crime, and I noticed that lately rough sex defense or sex game defense is becoming more and more often. What do you think? Have you also noticed that? The rough sex defense is when somebody claims that injuries or death happen by accident during consensual sex activities, where both agree to physical force. A study published in the International Annals of Criminology pointed out its increased use in Anglo-American jurisdictions. But honestly, there is not much data on how frequent this defense actually is. I looked into it but couldn't find much. I found one advocacy group called We Can Consent to This. I will link the webpage down below. And they have documented cases in the UK showing that between 1972 and 2020, 60 suspects or defendants invoked this defense. Of these cases, 45% of those resulted in reduced charges, lighter sentences, acquittals, or a case being dropped. This group also stated that they are extremely concerned by normalized violence against women in sex. This defense has caused a lot of debate and concerns. Some places have started to restrict or ban it. Many argue that the law needs to be clearer so consent can be used to excuse serious harm or death. In my opinion, in Kenzie's case, Luke is claiming rough sex defense. BBC Disclosure and BBC 5 Live commissioned a survey, and 2,049 men aged between 18 and 39 answered the questions. In the survey, 71% of the men who took part said that they had slapped, choked, gagged, or spat on their partner during consensual sex. And what is concerning, 33% of the men who have done this said that they have not asked verbally whether the partner would like them to do it, either before having sex or during sexual activities. Wow, this is so concerning. So they just did it, 33%. Back to the Kenzie case. According to Luke's lawyer, Jort Magyar, post-mortem results will clarify the situation in favor of his client. Magyar argued that his client panicked after the incident, which explains his suspicious behavior after. This is according to his lawyer. Luke denies the charges, insisting that what happened was not intentional and that it was an accident. After his interrogation, he led detective to the wooded area near Lake Balaton, where he had hidden Kenzie's body. His lawyer, by the way, is well known to defend high-profile clients. One of those clients was, for example, so-called the whiskey robber. This person robbed 29 places from bank to posts to travel agencies in Budapest, and he was having a habit to drink whiskey before each robbery. That's why he got this name, the whiskey robber. I tried to find this lawyer fees, unsuccessfully. I'm wondering why Luke chose him. How can he afford this lawyer? Or is it pro bono? For right now, I cannot give you those answers. Police also revealed Luke's online search after the murder. Let me read it to you. Do pigs really eat dead bodies? Texas woman killed by a wild boar. Wild boar sighting in Lake Balaton coastal towns. What does a corpse smell like after it decomposes? Getting rid of the smell of rotten meat. Budapest webcams. What happens after a person is reported missing? How do the police handle missing person cases? How reliable is the police in Budapest? And to answer to the last question, the police post on their social media. Dear followers, after the murder, the Irishman who is charged with killing the American girl searched on the internet for many things. For example, how reliable is the police in Budapest? This is how reliable we are. We caught him within 24 hours. We will do our best to investigate all the details of the case so that he will get the punishment he deserves. Today at noon, we met Kenzie's parents. It was very traumatic. They were given all the following details that we will tell you now after consulting with them first.
Hi everyone. I'm Jill Michalski, my husband Bill, Kenzie's parents, and there are no words to say how grateful we are for all of you and all of what you have done to find McKenzie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Later on, Kenzie's mom also released a statement. We are relieved to be back in the United States and have Kenzie home with us, although not in the manner we have hoped. Thank you from the bottom of our broken hearts for the worldwide outpouring of love, support, prayers, kind words, and gestures you have all bestowed at this unimaginable time. You have lifted us up. Please continue. We have been completely supported and cared for by the U.S. Embassy, the FBI, Antea International Funeral Home, many translators, as well as countless people who reach out to offer services and love. The Hungarian police have worked tirelessly to find Kenzie and arrest her murderer and still continue their diligent investigation. The head of homicide met with us several times to keep us informed. We were treated with kindness and compassion during our 8-day stay in Budapest. One important point needs to be clarified. Based on all available evidence reviewed during consultation with the Hungarian police, our daughter's death was in no way accidental, despite claims to the contrary. It was a deliberate and violent murder. After our encouraging interaction with the Hungarian police and other authorities, we remained hopeful that Kenzie's killer will be held responsible for his crimes to the fullest extent of the law. And I also started to wonder what can we expect from Hungary justice system in such a case. In Hungary, foreign nationals convicted of serious crimes like murder face the same legal system as Hungarian citizens. Murder cases may result in life sentence with parole eligibility decided by the court. The earliest you can get parole is after 25 years, and the latest is after 40 years. But in some severe cases, the parole eligibility may be excluded altogether. So this would result in life imprisonment without the possibility of release. After the trial, foreign nationals can request that they want to serve their sentence in their country, but this needs to be approved by Hungary in this case, and also Ireland, and the prisoner himself. There is also another rule that the crime must be recognized as an offense in the receiving country as well, which in this case, if he will be sentenced for murder in Hungary, Ireland must also recognize murder as a crime, which of course they do. This relocation is aiming to support rehabilitation by allowing the prisoner to serve their sentence closer to the family and in a familiar environment. However, this process is not automatic and depends on bilateral agreements and case-specific details. Also, there is no jury trial in Hungary, so Luke won't go in front of the jury and the jury will decide. The trials are conducted exclusively by judges. So this is what we know so far. I will update you on the case once he receives his sentence. A memorial service and celebration of life for Kenzie will be held in Buffalo on her 32nd birthday this Saturday, January 18, 2025. I will include the details of memorial service in the descriptions down below. Thank you for listening to Kenzie's case, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.